Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have the European Grand Campaign event. For all information for how the campaign is going, please check out the Discord, as the results of these battles will be released a couple days after this is posted. So with that being said, we have two awesome maps. We have Maryland Heights and then Rivers Crossing, one we have not seen on this channel before. So it'll be very fun to watch the regiments in today's video. On the Union team, which is the CSA campaign, we have Hood's Division, the United Alaskan Front, 1st VA Cav, the Army of Northern Virginia, I Corps, which consists of Anderson's Brigade and the Walker's Division, and the Rebel 2nd Corps. Whereas on the Confederacy, which is the Union campaign, is the Massachusetts Marauders, the Pennsylvania Army, 13th Georgia, 24th Georgia, 42nd Pennsylvania, the Iron Brigade, and 9th Corps. And with that being said, I hope you enjoy these battles. Here we are with the first round on Maryland Heights. A map we haven't seen too often. I think this is probably the first time I've broadcasted it on this channel. Your team for today is myself as Guardian Eagle with a special guest announcer, Corded. How are you doing, Corded?
I'm doing good.
Wow, sweet. I love to see that. So, CSA is beginning to move out of their spawn right now.
Drill Sergeant Odie.
Led by the 24th in PA together. And behind them, we have the 1st Delaware, 9th Corps, and 13th. I don't know if 13th was a little behind there, but we have the Massachusetts Marauders holding back at Maine. And then we have on this right CSA prong, it looks like the Iron Brigade and the 42nd PA. Corded, what is the usual CSA strategy on this map? I've never played Maryland Heights as CSA.
Typically, the CSA strategy is to get as far left as possible and as high as possible, because trying to fight from the low ground is pretty difficult, because there's a lot of cover that people in the high ground can take. So trying to even that playing field is something that you pretty much have to do.
Yeah, that does make sense. So, in terms of the Union defense right now, HD is out in front. We can still see Union moving, but behind them is the 7th VA Cav, a Holcomb Legion, and the 6th Alabama. Still approaching up the hill, we have Rebel 2nd Corps
from the town.
with 1st VA Cav in pursuit. We have ANV holding here, kind of in the back. This is such a weird angle to look at because of just its downhillness. And then we still have some Union. Far back here, the I Corps is holding back on the point. Union really not on point. They're up in these more rockier positions, probably to make sure the CSA can't hit them from above, get that high ground like Corder was just talking about. And as we can see, CSA is beginning to push on this leftern area. ANV taking a lot of shots. I don't think they hit anybody. Never mind.
Keep going. Brick Daddy. Yeah, that dude to be to me.
That guy die.
Really do be that.
Confederates pulling up on these rocks here. Should Confederates be aggressive in this position for now, or do you think shootout quoted?
From the top, I'd say they should. They should try and push up as much as possible, just to try and push them off of there and closer back to their spawn.
Does indeed make sense. So
I will take the bullets for
Confederates
flag.
are holding in. Union is holding in. We saw 1st VA Cav push out to this tree here. It's out of bounds for Confederates, but inbounds for Union. That's interesting. Because I died as a Confederate, so I responded from a Confederate view. We do have some Union in reserve. 7th VA Cav. You see some Holcomb Legion in the back here. Very interesting that Union does not have all their men up in front. Maybe to avoid ticket loss. And then again, that could be a little harder to hold if the Confederates decide to charge.
Keep it up, boys. Keep it up.
Both sides again. Confederates don't seem that they want to charge as of yet, because they are kind of spread out here. I would assume that they would be more together if they wanted to charge. You can see the close, intensive combat here. Flags are going to be very, very important on this map, because as we quickly look away from this, the Confederate spawn is all the way back there where you see that one little Confederate flag. and the Union spawn is all the way on the bottom of this hill here. And the point of contention is right there, that white flag there, those 2 white flags. So it's very critical to keep your flags with you on this map. This is very interesting that Union. Well, I guess I kind of want to see if there's any real defenses here on the point. There's not really any good defensive positions for the Union on point. Confederates, if we do look at an overview here, they have control of the point in a sense, because Union is so far right on the Confederate left that Confederates could sweep behind them and capture the point, but then again that would put them on the low ground.
Flag up, boys.
I don't think it'd be a worst idea for this group on the CSA right group to try and go as far right as they can. Try and split the attention of the Union. So that maybe the group on top can have a better shot at charging these guys out.
Yeah, and speaking of charging, it appears that we do have one Confederate group pushing forward. We have the 24th Georgia not charging. They're actually pushing forward to these rocks. 1st Delaware is behind them. This is getting more intense by the minute. They're not. You do see some Confederates charging in though, like that man who just died out of line. I don't know if that was coordinated or if the men were getting a little excited, but Confederates pushing up on the top of the hill, but not all the Confederates did. Let's go back here. 13th Georgia holding back here. They should go up with their friendlies as soon as they can, unless they're trying to avoid losing that position if they get wiped. But I would agree, these Confederates on the bottom should push the point. I don't believe they have great shots on really anyone.
I would say they need to push past point. They've got a smaller Union group on the far right side. Exactly. They could just wipe there and then just keep making their way up.
Exactly. That would be a beautiful, smart play. They probably don't know how much Union is there though. They can probably take a guess, seeing as there's a lot of Union up top. But they do have a Steam chat, so they can communicate away from each other easily. That is just for your knowledge. And it looks like the majority of this 24th 1st Delaware push is being thwarted back. We do see some 9th Corps guys that did move up here are still holding this position as skirmishers.
Yeah, with how much they've pushed up, they don't have much cover where they went.
No.
So they're going to easily get shot. So it's either going to have to go or not go at all.
Exactly, and that's why you could see they are now falling back completely. Those remainder of the 9th Corps. That is there. Yeah, I would agree. Confederates need to be aggressive, and it looks like the right side by point would be a perfect opportunity because you can cap the point, and on top of that, Union's kind of split into 2 groups here. You have that larger force up top here, and then you have this smaller force by point, the I Corps. So, yeah, really just waiting to see if the Confederates will do something here. Hopefully they will.
This map is really a lot of fighting from cover, so trying to get a group around others, getting flanking fires, kind of getting around the cover that they're shooting from, and put your team at a really nice advantage.
Yeah, I would agree. I would also think it'd be easy. I mean, granted, the all the cover could give you an advantage with charging as well, which I think that even assists the Confederates more here. They have a decent amount of cover. I mean, it's more than the open field. They have trees and rocks, so I do not know why they're sitting back for this long. I mean, we're already 10 minutes into the game. Neither side has gone down a stage, and the Confederates haven't gained anything.
I'd say they do have a... Let's say the top of the hill, we got 13th and 24th. They're all like stacking behind a small amount of cover. With a lot of people sticking out and they're getting shot by that.
Yeah.
So them spreading out a little bit more if they want to just do shooting is probably a better idea.
Yeah, so the 13th is up here with some MM guys. 13th doing a volley.
Back of the rocks, back of the rocks.
I do not know why you would do a rising volley on this map.
13th, let's go.
24th now pushing forward. They're charging it. Are their friendlies charging it as well? Nope, it's just the 24th. I like what the 24th is doing, but unfortunately it's not coordinated with anybody. So that charge was doomed to fail from the start. Oh, now we have the 42nd PA or is that the 42nd? No, just PA. I do see a 42nd PA officer, so we'll probably see him in a moment, but now we have more Confederates charging into the Union, but then again, the charge is so spread out, and they were behind.
Now they're putting the whole CSA team going up there. Now 24th has been wiped. Now the rest of the Union's coming to help. CSA needs to make sure that they keep their flags back because they don't want them to go down, especially in a position where they can't get it back.
Exactly. Confederates doing a better charge now. They have a bunch of those guys clumped up on the top. They are charging it together. I mean, Union's really clumped up here as well. And I think Union's going to be able to hold this position for now. Confederates getting completely wiped. Confederates need to save those flags, and as you can see, those flags are running away. And smartly so. Union is able to hold both sides still battle ready with 33 minutes left.
Looks like CSA has other flags, except one of them isn't spawned in. That's PA's.
I see a down Confederate flag.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, 3 out of 4 flags is huge on a map like this. So, well done to those Confederate flag players. It's well deserved. Now we're probably going to have a couple minutes of downtime here, waiting for the Confederates to reform. Because, like, look how far away they are from the Union spawn. Absolutely insane. I mean, even the Union, are there any... Look how far the Union is. Like, oh. Like, this is ridiculous in a sense. But...
Yeah, on this map, you definitely need to make sure that your charges count. So,
exactly.
We saw 24th going in by themselves. That was about 15, 20 people that were lost. Now, since both teams are at battle ready, and it's almost 15 minutes in the match, that's not good.
Yeah, I would entirely agree. That charge was not. They probably coordinated a charge, but just some groups maybe went a little early or went a little late. But that can cause that whole thing to fail, especially when Union's all tight up or all together, bunched up. That's the word. So it looks like Union is returning to their original positions that we saw. We see A and V out in front here on the ground. Union isn't really holding any guys back that I can see, which is different than before. We see 6th Alabama, Hood's Division holding in the center with Rebel 2nd Corps to their right. I am missing I Corps. There's some I Corps mixed up in here. And 1st VA Holcomb Legion holding in the middle here. And yeah, I think those two groups, I Corps and 1st VA Cav. Oh, actually, there is a group here that I did miss. Yeah, there's I Corps. They're holding that point. So, Confederates making the long haul to point, or to the area of contention. Jeez. Oh my god. Beautiful this is, though. Absolutely amazing. This map is.
Even when you look away from Harper's Ferry, you can see just the amount of trees that's just been put in. It looks very real.
Indeed. It's crazy. It's very beautiful. It's kind of funny to look out in the distance, though, where the tree line just ends.
Yeah, I think it looks like the textures that they've used for that far out is like almost a satellite image.
Yeah, they got images from Google Maps and put them in. Oh no, am I gonna die?
Oh.
Wow. Okay, we'll be back in a moment.
Yeah. What I'd do in that situation to go a little bit faster is doing the hold down the middle mouse button and then just swinging to one side. That makes you go That adds to the
Oh,
speed.
okay. It's information, so I feel justified. All right. I died in formation. For those of you who want to know, I don't want to screw a team over. So, Confederates are back in time. Not really in time. I mean, there's not like there's a time crunch. There kind of is, but not right now. But Confederates are all bunched up on the top of the hill here. Union is still in their same position. So I think Confederates are all going to bunch up and charge at the top of the hill. We'll probably see both sides go down to engage in this charge.
Maybe. I would say that the Union's probably up on tickets.
I would agree. I don't know by how much. They actually probably a decent amount.
My guess would be summer break.
Hey, do you know where the 13 Georgia went?
They're right here, brother.
They're not just in different
So we can see most of the Confederates moving forward, 24th and 13th. Still holding all the rest of it. While this is a lot better than the first charge, this is still very spread out. I don't know if they're trying to draw the Union shots with this first wave to make them lose all their shots. It wouldn't be a terrible idea. However, the charge is spread out, and then once the actual melee begins, that's going to hurt your team with the trickling. But I like to see this full team aggressiveness. It's what the Confederates need to do.
Yeah, problem with spreading out this way is that the Union that's coming from the low ground is able to shoot at the people that are still trying to get in. They'll be shooting on their left. Instead, if CSA just went all in by themselves, they'd be so close to their friendlies that the Union wouldn't be able to shoot coming from the low ground.
So, Union is ahead of the tickets. Confederates hit engage. There is a sizable Confederate force holding here. However, Union is countercharging, realizing that they're ahead on tickets. Those Confederate flag bearers need to get out of there before they die. Looks like some of the Confederate flags are getting on there. You can see one dead. A couple Confederates remain. You can see some Union Rambos trying to prevent those Confederate flags to get away. Lewis! Morris gets a flag. That's huge. Creamer kills him, and I think he's going to be able to get the flag. Confederates get that flag back. Union's able to hold and are still at battle ready. Almost halfway through the round here. And the Union's at battle ready. Of course, a decent portion of this round has been Confederates marching. But then again, Confederates shot for a long time. So, another passing moment here. Waiting for the Confederates to get into position.
Looks like the only flag that they have that isn't coming back to spawn. The only one they didn't get out was 13 Georges and 24 Georges. They've got 32 people in their group, so they've got a good quarter of the team not without a flag.
That's crazy to think about.
Wait, guys.
That's gonna really hurt them. Oh.
Keep going.
Almost died.
So. Yeah, you can really see how those first charges, that first charge is huge for the Confederates. They did hit the wrong side. Confederates also, you can kind of see, Union is very far away from defending too. Like, oh my goodness, why are they trying to go up in the middle here? No, what are they doing?
You can sprint up it.
Usually they go up this row that you can see those guys on, or they go to the right side here, which you can see these people are doing. Going up the middle, that's a first. Confederates need to be quick because Union takes a long time to get to there too. So the longer the Confederates wait, I mean, do you know if the Confederates are closer to point than the Union is?
I'm not sure. Like from their spawns?
Yeah.
I'd have to say Union is. by going with their southeast. Going up that way is a little bit closer than CSA is.
It's true. It's more steep though, so I don't know. But Confederates now beginning to move out here. It's kind of cool to see the Confederates move. And the Confederates are going far right here. You do see that center prong that the Confederates do have up there. I think that's more of a distraction for us. But majority of the Confederates appear to be going right. They're going straight for the point. And that's a good idea.
They do need to go for the point. They don't have time to get them to breaking.
Exactly.
So they're going to have to stop the clock.
I mean, we're halfway through the game, and Union's at bat already. Which is crazy to think about. Union cannot give up the point right now. However, I do not think Union will be really on the point. We see I-Corps has been holding here. However, I wonder if the Union will be able to react in time. Confederates getting very, very close to the point of contention right as the Union is setting up their defensive positions. That top left group...
Spot the CSA.
Yeah. That top left group needs to charge right now. The higher Confederate group needs to charge so that Union's distracting Confederates can secure the point.
What?
No, he's up front.
Oh, yes.
I'm not sure they need to charge because it looks like they don't have a flag. And they'll just be wasted tickets, I think.
That is true.
They could try and shoot, or just wait until the lower group is engaged, and then come up behind the rest of the Union's reinforcements.
I was just thinking they charge so that Union doesn't do this. But I guess they are distracting half the Union force. Half the Union's moving down to engage with this force here, and the other half are staying up top to deal with that. What I think is the 42nd PA. Actually, no, 42nd PA is to the right. I was wrong. I don't know what regiment's up there. We'll figure that out soon. But shots are being engaged here. Union trickling in from the high ground. Confederates are capping the point. Let's quickly check out who this group is. Union should try to avoid letting the Confederates cap. It is the first 13th Georgia. There was the first Delaware guy, and that's the first tag I saw. But Union getting very close. Point blank shots happening on both sides. Confederates continuing to cap the point here. Union is going to have to charge at some point, and they need to charge right now. A brilliant idea. However, Union charge is very spread out into those Confederate defenses. And Confederates are going to be able to cap the point here.
Hey, is that the Confederate flag?
So,
Shit.
Confederates have successfully capped the point. Union hitting engage. Not all of the Union moved down to the point. So the 13th Georgia did a beautiful job in distracting the Union here. And letting them cap. More Union is beginning to move down the hill.
Everywhere.
We have Rebel 2nd Corps holding up here.
They're everywhere.
My boys.
Nobody's friendly. Nobody's friendly.
Yes, sir.
Looks like they're going to probably wait for their friendlies to go up the hill. This will be interesting, though, because Confederates are going to get pinched here once the Union respawns start to move back into position. These Union guys at the top, I think, need to wait for their friendlies on the bottom to move up. I don't think they should charge right now because they'll lose. And then on top of that, Confederates just have to focus in one direction instead of two.
Now I'd say CSA needs to focus on getting the group that's on the high ground out of there, so they only need to focus on the respawners.
Exactly. However, Union is just giving that to the Confederates by charging in, which is unfortunate. Not all Union's charging in, though. We do have what looks like the Holcomb Legion and A and B and HD, parts of it, part of I-Corps as well. And then 1st VA Cav still distracting the Confederates from the top, which is huge as these Union respawns coming in. You can also see from the distance, Confederate respawns are also chugging it this way. So the respawns are going to clash into each other as well. This is fascinating. The respawns are now, the fronts of their waves are now seeing each other. I don't think they notice each other though. They're just focused on getting to their point. This is kind of funny to watch. There we go. And this is going to be terrible for the Union, especially. This is going to be great for the Confederates. I was thinking when I first said that comment, if the point wasn't capped right now, all these Rambles would be dying, and that'd be terrible for the Union. But even then, it's still great for the Confederates, and terrible for the Union, because Confederates have a tick of deficit to close.
Like CSA's, I think they had a fault here staying on point, because the Unions had 3 flags above them, and now those respawners are coming down on top of them. Now CSA's getting pinched.
Yeah, there's that bottom group charging as well. If that bottom group is charging in, that's exactly what they need to do here.
Looks like 13th Georgia didn't realize that 1st Virginia Cav has gone down, so they're still all the way up there.
Hold on. There we go, just like that. Just like that, there you go.
Now CSA is just surrounded on the point.
There you go, there you go. There you go, keep blasting, just like that. No, don't set me up, don't set me up.
Let's go.
So, stabbing really happening. Point of contentions are going in favor for the Union. But yeah, so both sides getting pushed back here. Union's going to be able to reform their defense, while Confederates are going to have to go back to their spawn and get back into the fight. I apologize. Again, audio issues are horrendous. That's all I can really say about that. So, we're back in it. 8 minutes left. Corded's been spectating. What did we miss in the past little bit since Union has recapped point?
Well, CSA was able to get the Union to taking losses about 15 minutes. Now they've just gone to breaking. Now what I think the CSA is trying to do is just shoot as much as they can to get them into breaking. Right now, CSA have actually gone back to their spawn, at least most of them have, for reasons I do not understand. Maybe so they can go in a direction and not have the Union be able to track them.
Yeah,
Now they've got 7 minutes left, so they gotta do something fast. Because it's gonna take them a while just to get outside their spawn.
Yeah, exactly. It's at least a 2.5 minute hike over there from main to the point. So you really only got 5 minutes left to do something. And it sounds weirder too that they pulled back with some of their groups still up front.
Very rude.
It is the 24th holding up front here. Trying to knock the Union down to breaking while their friendlies push in.
Like if Union knew how many there was there, they would just wipe them out right now. Well, okay, looks like they're doing that now. A and B is going in to take 20.
And Union's going to be able to easily wipe them. So now, this is probably... Confederates are so spread out right now.
Fine, it's such a long column or tail, whatever you want to call it, that it's going to take forever for them to get reinforcements and forever to get them to have enough people to charge onto that point.
Yeah, for sure. So
Back down.
yeah. It's just a stalemate. Confederates trying to kill time so that their friendlies can get up to the point of contention. I don't know. if the Confederates are going to be able to win this. They have the lower ground. Union is prepared to deal with them. I don't know. Union actually, some Union charging down here. That doesn't make sense.
They attack the group that's on their left. Looks like 1st VA Cav, 6th Alabama, and 2nd Corps. They might have a good chance of putting the Union to breaking.
Yeah, yeah, especially when you have groups charging down like that. That's gonna kill you. Confederates need to start doing something, and they are moving forward here. It looks like 9th Corps and PA are inching forward, trying to get on point, but there's not a whole lot of them. Confederates are very, very spread out here.
Yeah, right now the groups on point have put themselves in the crossfire between was 2nd Corps, 1st VA, and the rest of the Union that's on the other side of the road. They have to pick a lane right now, and looks like they've decided to go forward.
Yeah, they're gonna get pinchered by doing this. They're so spread out as well.
Yep. That Union group is just going to be able to get some good shots on the people charging in. Because they're so spread out, there's going to be some skirmishing tickets coming through as well.
Yeah, and we could see more Confederate reinforcements pouring through here. I don't see how Confederates are going to be able to win this, because I mean, this is really the last formidable group that they have. Everything that dies here is going to die and spawn at me and just chuck it over here. They're not going to have any stamina, maybe not even a bayonet and reload.
At this point, there's no chance for them to get a majority on point.
Yeah. So, maybe the charge, the melee that's happening on this side is kind of close. It's still in favor of the Union, though. A decent amount of Union holding here. I don't know. Those Confederates on point, though, they need to keep charging before Union's able to get respawns in. I don't know if they have a flag. The Union does. The Union does have a flag. Union does hit breaking. Let's see in terms of respawns how we're doing. The guys on point will decide game right now. All the respawns are going to get there too late. Do Confederates have any flag? They do. Union charging in here. We have the Rebel 2nd Corps charging into these Confederates. The MM, 9th Corps, 13th. Really just a mix of Confederates at this point. So Union wipes that left Confederate force. There is still a sizable right force here. 2 minutes left in the round. Respawns from all sides are just chugging it to point.
Yeah, now it's going to be a matter of how fast these respawners can get in. Because it looks like both teams have a good amount of flags on the point.
Yeah, I agree with that. Actually, those Confederate spawns there are going to be able to get there in a decent time. And get there. However, there is that Union group holding there that is blocking those Confederate spawns from coming in.
Yep, looks like that CSA group that's on point is getting pinched. And then looks like the reinforcements from Vein Spawn are going to be coming in and pinching that group.
Yeah, I don't know. This is kind of close. I think Union's going to be able to hold this out, though. Because more and more Union are pouring in on the point here.
That's right. You can see there's a gap in the CSA reinforcements that the Union reinforcements don't have.
Yeah, all of Union is basically on the point of contention. Confederates hit final push. That doesn't do anything. Clock still is staying the same. 30 seconds left. And that'll essentially do it for the Confederates. Corded, your thoughts for this round as the Confederates are trickling into point?
They just couldn't get a solid charge in, I believe. Their charges were so strung out that the Union were able to just soak it up. That's pretty much the whole round in a nutshell.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So just the biggest concerns I had for this were, first off, for the Confederates anyway, is that they were so spread out in their charges. They need to charge together. Those beginning charges would have worked a lot better if they did charge, but the Union did a fantastic job the whole game holding. Like, even when the CSA broke them and forced the point to be taken, they were still able to eventually push them out and secure the win, which was very, very well done on their part. Confederates, it was probably a communication issue. That's what usually these things are, but that's really all I can say about the Confederacy. And with that being said, interesting round to watch. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We won't have that for the next round. And with that being said, I hope you enjoy this next round of Rivers Crossing. All right, here we are. River Crossing, a beautiful map. We're a little late in. The audio issues are gone. And it's perfect timing, too, because now the Confederates are charging across the bridge right now. I love this map. This will make my day. So, oh my goodness. Union's getting an absolutely beautiful position up top. Wow. Any thoughts, Corden?
Right now, Union did a great job at that pontoon opening, having a lot of people kneel on the front so people behind can shoot them. That's taking a lot of the CSA group out.
Exactly. And Union, you can see, has a sizable force on the entrance of the bridge, too. So this is really just a bottleneck, and Confederates are going to die. If you've never seen River Crossing before, you might be, what the heck are they doing? There's only two ways to cross this bridge, which is still here today. You can cross that bridge. Pontoon bridge is not there in real life, though. But that's the only two ways Confederates can cross. You do see a Confederate Rambo. Mr. Ninja himself is going across. Probably just scouting for now, but Union get a decisive hole here. Confederates do have artillery here. They have... I can't math. You said 16? Yeah, about 16 guys there. On artillery. We do have one Confederate battery holding down here in a beautiful spot. If artillery can time stuff up with the infantry on the pontoon bridge, that can be effective. And then you also have a Confederate artillery group all the way up top with a beautiful view of Harper's Ferry.
Yeah, for CSA, it's always risky taking those flags on either bridge because it looks like CSA lost all their flags on that pontoon bridge.
Yeah, this is kind of like the Maryland Heights as we saw last round, where if you lose those flags in early charges, that can be detrimental. Confederates are probably just going to charge the pontoon bridge for the rest of the game so they can pick up those flags along the way. Union in cover here.
That's alright, good.
Making sure artillery can't do damage. Playing some music to entertain themselves in the meantime.
It's like 11 different versions.
I've heard that song before. That's not a bad song. Now we are just waiting for the Confederates to reform. Like, look at, like, if Confederates time that shot up with infantry charging, that'd be huge. I don't know how effective artillery shots can be up on this top railroad here. Have you played artillery on this map, Corden, for CSA?
Yeah, I'm a fan of the French battery because from there you can hit just about every spot. Notably behind where all these units are standing. Being able to, you really need just someone to call out the artillery, and all of them need to shoot at the same time. They need to do it. Oh, I can't stress it enough by how necessary artillery needs to play well with the amount of people that they're putting on it.
Yeah, 16 is a huge portion of your team. Look at that beautiful artillery shot. That's good timing. Maybe a little later as Union's waiting. But as we can see, Union is beginning to position themselves on the top of the road here as the Confederates cross.
Fuck my frame rate.
This is when you want an artillery shell coming in.
Exactly.
This one.
Oh my god, that guy's awesome.
Why are Confederates?
This is the largest.
Oh, that shot missed. It was short. I don't know why Confederates are wasting their shots right now. Union is very late to respond. A lot of these Confederates are actually making it. Never mind. That lower group volleyed and destroyed the Confederates.
So they're getting close. They're breaking in.
They are. I don't know.
A lot of Union coming down from that bridge to help out.
Yeah, you do have more Confederates coming in, but they're very, very, very late. So Union's going to be able to...
Look at all this Union right here. This would be a great target for artillery.
Yeah, indeed. How close are they to shooting? They're aiming the gun right now. Come on, Jason. Come on, Jason. Come on, Jason. Alright, it looks like he's about to fire it. But Union's still kind of there.
That was ridiculous.
Don't get down in that tunnel, boys. They'll bomb you.
Get away from the center. You're gonna get.
Oh, right
there you go. Artillery getting about 5 kills there.
It's just too late, to be honest.
It
like
is. They were lucky Union were not disciplined to pull off that earlier.
All those people that they're killing are just going to respawn. They're dying in formation.
The French, is it the French battery? Is that what you called them? Is that what they are? Right?
Yeah, the one that's on top of the hill.
They're off by a little bit. They're shooting at this house.
Water's wet and fire's hot. There we go. I don't know why I said that, but you know what? There you go.
For regiments that play artillery a lot and want to win river crossing, you kind of just have to have it written down how far you need to shoot that, where you need to aim it, what's the elevation, all that information. Because they've done 2 charges and it seems like they've missed most of their shots. They've kind of just let down their infantry.
Yeah, especially the French ones. The guys on the ground here have done better. They are accurate with their shots. However, they are not timed with the infantry.
So. It's fine if they want to get extra shots off, but like between the charges, but you only have a limited amount of ammo. And, you know, especially on this map, the closer you get to those last few minutes, it's just super critical.
Sure. I mean, I don't know how effective Confederate artillery is right now because Union's just playing hide and go seek right now. They hide, Confederates charge out, and they pop out.
So what CSA already is capable of is getting 2 shots off before that main CSA line can get to the opening. They just need to time it with the infantry, or at least know if they can get that second shot off, or else that second one's going to be late, so they can't shoot it at all, or they're going to kill friendlies in the process.
For sure. Does Union only have 1 cannon on this map?
They get 2.
Where's the second one?
I think they have put it probably down.
Did they put it by the pontoon bridge?
I have no idea, actually. Oh no, they're taking it on the bridge. Taking it to the top bridge.
Oh, why are they Huh. Interesting. But anyways, Confederates are now charging. And now Union is reacting to this Confederate charge. That's a little early. I don't think they got many kills there. No. Here comes the Confederate charge across the bridge. Got this great view. It's about to be massive.
Go the gap.
How the fuck did you manage to team kill? How the
French
fuck?
batteries fuses were too short. They flooded like 50 feet above this Union line, so completely ineffective.
Wow, I'm impressed with you guys who made it up here. You cannot question your balls.
Double stab, double stab.
Oh, hopefully that wasn't the server.
Idiot.
But the Confederates are getting wiped again. The crazy part is the fact that they've charged 3 times and they're still at battle ready. That's crazy to think about. They get a lot of tickets on this map. I don't blame them.
They need it.
Yeah. Clearly, even, I mean, this map is so hard for CSA to break, especially with the higher pop server.
They need their artillery to hit their shots consistently.
And I mean, even if those artillery guys go on infantry, I don't know how effective the infantry will be, because infantry is getting destroyed and Union's barely taking any casualties. So this is what this round is going to be, is Confederates form up, take them about 2 minutes, charge and hope they hit them. And then wait. I'm intrigued to see when the Confederates will change their mind and go for the railroad bridge instead.
Hello, Alabama.
Where will this guy shoot?
I think at this point they might want to consider it because they can. The Union just has a lot better positioning. Having the people in that opening and on top of the bridge, shooting down onto them. But it doesn't look like that's what they're gonna do.
So, yeah, it looks like Confederates are positioned to charge that bridge
they are
again.
left of the pontoon there, on that fucking
Yeah, the
wall.
French battery
If you
just
can hit
completely
that,
missed. They shot into the pontoon bridge, a little over it.
Yep.
But
I wonder if they have someone spotting for them.
let's look here. I love when Steam, you accidentally hit the shift tab, load Steam thing. So we have that one guy there. They only have, oh. Let's see. I don't know, I would presume that one guy is spotting for them. Kind of cool to watch the charges happen from this angle up here.
Just tell me when they can
See the chat, they're gonna try and
Go for it.
I
They're
guess
already at the
charge at 30 minutes.
Oh, and about
I'm
10
not-
seconds. Well, they're so
I
spread
don't
out.
think I'm really down with a lot of people coming from that left spawn.
Well, I guess they're spearheads. The spearheads of these lines are charging in at the same time here. Here they go.
Alright, let's check the timing of this artillery.
Hit him again!
Wow, that was kind of cool. It ricocheted off of 2 walls there and then exploded.
Shoot.
Artillery, if artillery shoots now, that's huge.
Doing it now.
Stop, keep going, do not stop, keep it going.
Confederates going down to engage here. A lot of Union shots going over, but they're still hitting them all.
Stop,
Keep running.
So,
Don't stop.
Union actually countercharging here. Out into the bridge, which Union should not be countercharging out to the bridge. I don't know how many tickets the Union has, but I don't think it's a lot. And if you're charging on the bridge, getting on the lines like this, that's gonna make the Confederate ticket balance a lot closer than it needs to be.
We also see that the CSA, their charges aren't they're not super compact. So by the time the front line gets there, they're already getting shot. And once the middle point of their line is getting there, then another group's already reloaded and they're getting another shot in.
Yeah.
They kind of just need to all go in one big glob.
I mean, even if they're in one big blob, it's so hard to push. We do have this Confederate force, French battery getting hit.
Keep going, boys, keep going. It's just the 2 of us.
We have a Confederate tiny force charging and then dying terribly. But, yeah. Really, every 2 minutes, though, we see a charge here. The Confederates have got to charge that railroad bridge at some point. This hasn't worked. I mean, again, this isn't to say that the railroad bridge is much nicer. However, you charge the same place 4 times. Maybe to send a diversionary force through the pontoon and then send the rest of you guys through the railroad bridge. Cause the Union.
I'm not sure I would do that because once they see that it's only a small group going to the pontoon, they're gonna know that that railroad bridge is getting charged.
I mean that's true as well. I mean, but even yeah. I think that's better than full charging one side at least, because you might distract some of the defenders' forces. But this isn't an easy map, so it's very hard to do this, regardless of what the Confederates do. So.
Guy on the left, I think he's got the.
They are putting one group on this on the pontoon. Yeah. 9th Corps, 24th, 1st Delaware.
Yeah.
13th as well.
So we have 42nd PA, Iron Brigade, MM.
They're already going.
Yes, so they are splitting off forces. Half of that group is going through the pontoon. The other half is going through the railroad bridge. Union does have one cannon that was pointing down the railroad bridge that is no longer pointing that direction. And just like you said, Union is reacting to this. Union being engaged, though. I don't know where they got hit. Almost artillery. But anyways, Union appears to be overreacting by going onto the right here. Some of the Union guys charging out. Union is countercharging the Confederate charge here on the railroad bridge. I do not know why they would countercharge, or at least put themselves in such an exposed position that would allow the Confederates to get killed. Because that's the only way the Confederates are going to win this, is if the Union come out and get on the lines.
What they might be doing is forcing them to take that straight rail and not going around that curved part. Because forcing them to go that direction makes them a lot more of an easy target for people on the stone wall.
That is true. However, you're putting yourself really close to the Confederate charge, and so Confederates can actually get kills.
However, this curved rail is very slim, and having was it like 10, 15 people on this? Makes it so you have to spend time stabbing those people to even get through.
Is a fair point. Do you see the rebel character standing straight up on the bridge?
I still see him.
Yeah, he's by the Union guys in front. It's a rag doll, but he's standing straight up.
No, I don't see it.
Oh, he disappeared. So yeah, I don't really know what's going to work for the Confederates unless artillery does something fantastic. I doubt we'll see any changes.
Oh wow, looks like one of the Union cannons got flipped. Whether it was by their own people trying to go around that bridge. I think what might have happened is they fired the cannon and then it recoiled into that railing and then it just spazzed out. I know sometimes you can put the case on by just recoiling into it.
It's true.
Or limber, as it's more correctly called, and some people care about.
Small Pen is trying to get the Confederate flag. He gets it, and he's running back. He's misdodged a lot of shots. I think he's going to make it back. Never mind. Nope. You always have to say something, and then it happens, right? So... Really, yeah, Confederates, I don't really know. It's really just, this is just so hard for the Confederates to really do anything.
The only way
I've actually seen it happen.
Today's a day of firsts.
I've actually seen it happen.
Sure.
Come on, mate.
Yep, now they have 18 people on artillery. And that's putting their team at now like 85 versus it's like 110.
Yeah.
105. This is from the Union. as far as infantry is concerned.
Yeah, Confederates are never going to win in a melee. Even if they... Yeah, I don't know. I think Confederates would get slaughtered even if all those artillery guys went infantry. They'd have a much better chance, granted that, but... I mean, Union is able to get beautiful volleys off in entrenched positions. Confederate artillery getting some hits. I don't know how many kills they got. Like the, Confederates are charging a majority of their forces on the right side, so the charge on the pontoon bridge has failed. Union holding back up the stone wall as the Confederates push through this railroad track.
Swing.
Confederates actually gaining a decent foothold here on this pontoon, or this railroad bridge. However, they are severely outnumbered by the Union forces in this area. And they, not surprisingly, are going to get wiped here. Still, some skirmishers are engaging over here. And Union is going to be able to withstand the Confederate assault. What is this flag bearer doing on the bridge? They just traded flags. Small Pen's trying to get away again with the flag. Confederates not even waiting. They're going across the bridge already. At least on the pontoon bridge. Maybe thinking that the Union has overreacted. However, as you can see with these flags, they have not.
Fuck him up. Come on.
I do like what Hood's division is doing, is pushing out into this opening, so making sure that the CSA can't get inside, so that the group on top of the bridge can still shoot down on them.
Yeah, for sure. Not a lot of Union over here. Confederate artillery actually hitting some shots. Confederates going down to taking losses here. No. And Confederate charges doomed from the start.
Yeah, I like you can see there's just this group of like 2 people. They're separated out. They're going to take a lot of tickets off.
Hey, rid the flag.
You fucking whore! Run! Come on, you fucking whore! Cap.
So as much as CSA needs to charge, they need to be careful about it, because if they go to final push, they have 1 charge left, if that.
So now, just as that pontoon charge fails, we have a charge happening on the railroad bridge. Imagine if this happened in real life. Never did. The Confederate getting volleyed at. They are still going through here. Charging in mass.
Do not stop. Do not stop.
Fighting of this bridge.
Never falter. Never waver.
Keep going.
Keep going.
This charge is just doomed to fail. It's going to get Confederate skirmishing and out-of-line deaths.
Keep pushing.
Union soldier comes out of the bathroom, takes a shot, misses. French battery getting a hit. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that's knocked out of bounds. Hey, this Union soldier's having a good day. Mr. Finn Hanu goes down. But Union going on and taking losses here. So the match is not far away from Confederates getting a chance to win this. And right as we see that, Confederates are charging down the pontoon bridge with an even fight happening over here.
Yeah, and this pontoon charge is very strung out.
That is true. They were even numbers, but they're so far spread out that they might get stopped here. They probably will. Union's able to hold on the railroad bridge.
Let him live. Let him live.
What kind of shot was that? How do you miss from 3 feet away? You suck, Red.
I actually hit one of Freddy's, but okay.
But at least the Confederates are engaging in melee with the Union. So it is driving down the Union by a decent amount.
Hey, get something.
Yeah. Got that, you bastard. Fuck off.
So more Confederates are just trickling down the pontoon bridge, and Union is starting to react to that now. Their forces are returning back to this position. French battery fighting, hitting the spot that they need to hit. However, a little late here.
Yep, as you can see, the people coming down that pontoon are all skirmishing tickets.
Yep.
And these guys are out of line. Those two are out of line.
Stay back, boys. Stay back. Stay back. No one to kill. No one.
And Confederates are now charging down this bridge. I mean, these are charges, but they're not really team organized. Confederates are just acting like they're in final push right now. Just mass charging on all fronts. Not stopping for anybody or anything. This charge on the right might actually go well. Not a lot of Union as of yet. Confederates pouring in here. Union still not responding. Now they are.
Yeah, I really don't see this charge on the right side happening very well.
No.
On the railroad.
It looked like it would for a moment, but Union swarmed.
They were outnumbered from the start, and they could just easily get reinforcements. And now there's another group going with pontoon.
They don't stop coming in. They don't stop coming in. They don't. Basically.
They really don't. However, it's such bad charges.
I mean, but Confederates have tried to do good charges for the beginning half, and that failed too.
I mean, did they?
Yeah, they were spread out, but they were whole team charges. Even if they were really bunched up, I mean, Union could just volley right into that and destroy their line.
Go, brother.
So, yeah. I think regardless of what you have, though, it's very hard for the Confederates to win this. But we're still
I would say it is. I'd say it is better just to kind of stay close together, because there's such easy shots anyway on this pontoon bridge that if you're in this big group together, you're hit. What you have left at the end is gonna be easier to work with, like going into the melee, than you do being strung out like they have been. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. So Confederates hitting breaking. Union at taking losses still. So this battle is still close in terms of tickets. A little bit. That Union artillery shot just missed completely. That was weird. But Confederates now charging on the right side here. Not a lot of Union here yet, but Union should be responding any moment. Confederates need the quadruple quicket over these bridges. Union still hasn't moved over to the right. Now they are.
I do think one thing you could do with the flags trying to attack the railroad is kind of hiding those flags in the shed that's just at the end of the bridge. Just trying to keep those respawns going. Not the one that he's in right now, but farther back, where the Union's unlikely to charge him.
Wow, this is sad to watch. Confederates
Usually a river crossing is.
And Union just come shifting back over to the left, at least some of those groups that move to the right. Confederates holding back right now. Possibly. Is there any officers over here that are talking strategy for the CSA?
Alright.
We have a group of Confederates here. Let's see what they
It's
say.
on there somewhere.
Somebody hop up on this rock and give a good
I think most of
speech.
it's going to be in Steam chat, as far as the officers are concerned.
That's probably true. Yeah, Confederates holding back. It appears they might be organizing a charge, an organized together charge. My guess is they're going to try to charge down the railroad bridge. I don't think charging the pontoon makes sense anymore. Point is on the railroad bridge, and yeah, that's really why.
It is. I think they do need to try and go for a cap because I don't know if they really should either. They have put themselves in a horrible position because if they cap it, they're likely to go to last stand. And then the Union's gonna take them out pretty easily, and then they're gonna lose. Or they can try and charge and not cap. And they're likely to go to final push.
It's not like the CSA was put in a great place in the first place, though. Of course, there are things they could have done a little better, not as spread out. However, still very hard. Confederate artillery timing it up. However, there's no Union there. But Union's splitting off almost dead even on each side. No Union for now is underneath the pontoon bridge. I don't know which charge to watch. We're just going to watch a mini overview here of both of them.
Yeah, it looks like 1st Virginia Cav was going to, but they're a little late.
Yeah, they are. So pontoon bridge is wiped. This charge over here on the railroad bridge is still commencing, very, very spread out. Confederates just lost.
Now they're going down the curve as well. Oh, but they've got Gamebot with the pistol taking people out.
Move it, go, go.
None of the Confederates hit him either. Oh, there he goes. Confederates just ran past him. So, Confederate charging failed again. Not too much of a surprise here. But you do have these Confederates trickling over, and that's going to cause the Confederates to get out of lines for their team. And that's going to knock them the final push very quickly.
Hi, Huckleberry.
Don't die.
Hi, Huckleberry.
Guys, fucking move, the artillery!
Oh, there's just so many out-of-line tickets being taken.
Sure, jeez.
Easily 20 right there.
Yeah. Confederates having 10 minutes left. Union's got to be close to breaking.
Even if they go breaking, they're still running into the same problems that they've been running into. They just can't stay on that side of the river.
Yeah. Union having a lot of guys, a lot of shots, just throwing lead right into the Confederates, and Confederates can't budge. So we do have some, I don't know if those guys are scouts or what they're doing so far out here, but that all being said, Confederates are splitting up like we saw right before this previous charge, waiting to get organized. That railroad bridge charge was very, very late in comparison to the pontoon charge, which that probably impacted that as well. So let's see. Majority of the Confederates are on the right. I think they're moving over to the pontoon bridge. I do not like that decision. They've lost every big charge over there, and the point is not over there. I don't see why you would continue doing this. However, they are practicing their airborne skills, their paratrooping skills, on the way over. Very, very skilled in that aspect. However, not very skilled in charging over bridges.
Again, they're starting so spread out.
Yeah, they are.
I hate it.
So, Confederates are now, will probably, I don't know if they'll go to final push this one. Not this one, the next one. But here they go.
I think this is going to be it. I think this is taking the final push. they've lost so much out of line in skirmishing tickets that they gotta be close. And they're very likely to lose this charge, like they have been. And, you know, their whole team getting wiped, that's gonna be it.
Yeah, Confederates just walking straight to their death. Not a lot of Union holding that middle position. French battery missing by a little bit here. Hold the line. It's kind of hard to see. But Confederates are steamwalling it straight into the Union. They're actually getting farther than they've done historically on this pontoon bridge. The Union wasn't really there at the beginning.
Keep blasting like that.
But regardless.
Oh man, this ain't fair. This ain't cool.
This is a massacre. This is meant to be a civil war.
But yeah, that's that charge. 7 minutes left. Union should just countercharge. We do have a small Confederate force.
Oh, just go back. Just turn around. Hey, you're all skirmishing tickets. Why are you taking the flag there?
It's a surrender flag. Union's missing it though.
The only good reason I can think of is just trying to get the flags as close to the other side as possible. But at this point, it's not going to make a difference.
Union just got a team kill. The guy tried to kill the flag and he got a team kill. That flag kill just got him the final point.
Yep.
Now we're going to see what we saw earlier. Confederates are just going to bonsai it to point and die. Nothing really happening there. That's really all that's going to happen. You can see the Confederate flag in the water. Oh, it disappeared. But, yeah. Confederates bunching up here. Taking their sweet time. Before going over. Every second is very crucial here. I understand you're trying to reform to get good charges, and I don't blame you for doing it. The Confederates need to just charge down the railroad bridge. They should not waste their time trying to go down the pontoon. The Confederates are getting bayonets and reloads. This is going to be, we're going to see one more charge, and then that'll decide this game. Someone's dying.
Especially if they're going to take this rail bridge, they have to stay together. Or else they're going to just coming in piecemeal and they'll be easily taken apart.
Yeah.
I found a boat we can use.
10, 9.
Even though they have a cannon facing it, that cannon isn't going to take out all the people, especially the angle that it's facing. The Union cannon, that is.
Yeah. Confederates starting at 240 here. They are spread out, though. And here they go. One last hurrah for the Confederacy. Union, knowing what's happening, is in position to deal with this Confederate charge.
In the back.
So what's this CSA just
Don't stand up.
prancing around on this on their right side from that left spawn?
We'll shoot them if you try and shoot. But
I hope they understand me.
back a little bit, please.
Oh, jeez. This is going to be an absolute massacre for the...
Union knows this is where they're going to be going.
Union artillery getting a nice shot, not killing too many, though. Probably suppressing the heck out of the guys around them. Union hitting them to breaking.
Here they come. You ready, boys? Here they come.
Confederates very, very spread out here. This is really just going to be the end of the round here.
That's alright.
Confederate artillery hitting right in the middle of the Union group there, but completely missing, and that's it. 1.5 minutes left. The Confederates' last major charge is done. I don't think Confederates are going to do that again. They're just going to trickle in.
They don't have time.
No. Union pushing up, making sure the Confederates can't get on point.
Hey, jump off the bridge. We'll let you live. Just jump off the bridge.
You can't shoot shit.
Oh no!
The guys tried shooting on the bridge, killing the friendly Union, just going all the way. They're having some fun. I don't blame them. It was an absolute domination by the Union. But then again, this is such a hard map for the Confederates to win, especially with these higher populated servers. 50 seconds left to the end of this round. Confederates beginning their last hoorah as Union officers. Killer running up here.
Oh yeah, I'm jumping off the bridge. You won't kill me.
Getting killed because you can't reload if someone bonks you.
Can't hit me.
See you guys.
See, you can't hit me. Okay, you can hit me.
This guy's making fun of the Confederates.
I was gonna reload in front of him and shoot.
I don't blame him.
Because I
They're
can.
Confederates. Pushing through the bridge here. Union holding the line here, coming down through the bridge.
Oops.
There are some CSA trying to go for the pontoon, but
Nah, CSA aren't going to win regardless of what happens, and that's just a fact. So.
that is fact.
And that is the end of the round. Union are victorious. So, yeah, with that all being said, Corded, your thoughts for the round?
I've said my thoughts before. They just they put a lot of people in artillery that didn't need to be there, and they couldn't get good charges, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree. Confederates had a lot of guys on artillery. The Confederate artillery wasn't really paying off to the end, and even when they were hitting shots, it wasn't a game-changing amount. They need to definitely talk with the infantry more to make it more effective. Maybe have one guy per gun in this instance and just have them wait for the charges to happen instead of 3 guys on a gun. I don't know how many they were having, but they had a lot. Infantry just more together charges. But then again, regardless of what the strategy is, it's hard for the CSA to win this map, especially with higher pop numbers.
Look at those tickets, the ticket difference, especially for the idle lines.
Yeah, crazy. That was probably a lot through those middle charges and at the end. But yeah, with that being said, we'll see you guys in the post-game interview. Here we are with the post-game interview for the European Grand Campaign event. So the USA team today was playing for the CSA campaign, and the USA campaign was playing CSA for both rounds. So we're going to go through everyone and introduce themselves. But right before we do that, both rounds we had Maryland Heights. The CSA campaign, as Union, was able to win that round. And then they also won Rivers Crossing. The CSA campaign was defending as USA twice and won both rounds pretty effectively. So let's go through everyone. So the representatives from the CSA campaign who are on the Union tonight, we have Help.
Hello, I'm Help. I'm the EU commander for AB.
Thank you. And then we have Lucky.
Yo, I'm from Walker's Division 6 Georgia, EU commander for Walker's 6 Georgia.
And we have Killer.
Colonel of the 10th Alabama, commanding officer of the Army in Northern Virginia.
And then we have Gareth.
Hi, Gareth, 2IC for the AMV, and still trying to keep Killer's ego in check.
And then lastly, we have Shanks.
Shanks, First Lieutenant for HD's artillery.
All right, thank you. And then on the USA campaign playing as CSA tonight, we have Rolo.
Hi, I'm Rolo. I'm commander of the 13th Georgia Infantry.
Thank you. And then we have that one guy.
Yo, I'm I'm the captain of the 13th Georgia Battery, Lightning Battery.
And then we have Pearl.
Hey, I'm Lieutenant Colonel of the 24th Georgia and representing Peach Corps in the campaign.
All right, thank you. And then our announcing team is myself as Guardian Eagle with Corded.
I am Corded. I'm a captain of Delta Company in 6th Louisiana and in 2nd Corps.
So, for the USA campaign who played CSA in the first round, Maryland Heights, what was your guys' strategy going into that round, and how did you react to the ever-changing battlefield?
Yeah, so the strategy was, well, it was kind of, I wouldn't say unclear, but it was either a full push up the left, to the top of the hill to try to take the top and then ultimately fight down. And how we changed was we didn't take the top. So then it became a matter of lots of kind of on the fly adjustments of people trying to prod and get into places. Then I would say maybe twice within the fight, the strategy went back to take the top and try to work the way down, but ultimately that strategy was just never got the top taken.
Did you guys ever consider going to the point early on in the beginning of the game? Because the Union moved up to the top of the hill to prevent you guys from taking that, and they kind of left point all open. I mean, I-Corps was there, but there wasn't a lot of them. Did you guys ever consider going for point early?
Yeah, I mean, we did cap point early, and then there was a few times we went towards there. Like I said, the strategy, like the kind of macro strategy, changed quite a few times in the fight. There was communication issues with a couple groups who were in Steam chat, and then they would basically go quiet for a really long time, and then kind of tell us that, hey, we didn't hear you say anything, and so it was kind of tough to really get a coordinated effort on that first one.
Yeah, I would agree with Pearl. I think initially just taking that left side was probably the best idea. If you take the high ground and the CSA left, it gives you, as long as you can push all the way forward, you have a lot of options to attack the point. You can even come behind the Yankee lines. We did decide to cap the point. I think we maybe should have capped it slightly earlier because the timer was starting to work against us. I believe it was like roughly 22, 23 minutes when the Yankees went into engaged, which is quite late. But yeah, I agree with Pearl. I think just the coordination with some of the units, which wasn't quite there tonight. A lot of units just kind of not talking, not saying much. I feel like maybe some of the Union regiments weren't quite used to playing CSA on that map. Didn't have too much of an understanding of the terrain from a CSA perspective. I think that might have been a contributing factor as well. What do you think, that one guy?
No, totally kind of how it is. And being normal CSA, even kind of going to playing on the Union side is kind of unnerving a little bit. Not they played it probably the best they could, and I do respect those guys. They did really well. I was there trying to help them out, but yeah, overall, kind of that's just how sometimes the strat goes.
All right, thank you for that. Now let's go to the USA team. So the CSA campaign that was defending. What was your guys' strategy going into the round, and how did you guys react to the ever-changing battlefield?
Well, my strategy going into it was obviously just to stack everything at the top of that hill. And the only group that wasn't was First Corps, who I kept close to point, just because obviously sometimes the CSA does do a little sneaky and they swing and they go for cap, and they kind of force us to come down the hill when they can get a chance at taking the top. But so having First Corps there watching that was good, but everyone else was just up at the top. I didn't even designate any certain position for the guys. I just told them to get up there, find a spot, dig in, and just hold. And that's what we did. And we just kept holding off charge after charge. And then we it got pretty bloody towards the end and pretty dirty after they started making some pushes to point. And I mean, we even had our own communication problems with regiments not being fast enough to get up and down the hill, and we could have lost a lot less than what we needed to if we'd had regiments get up and down faster and stuff like that. But ultimately, it came out in our favor tonight. But it was definitely a close one towards about halfway through that first map, and then we kind of pulled it back again towards the end. But yeah, that was it really.
Any other comments for that team?
I mean, not really. I think it is just a case of it's so much easier to attack downhill than uphill that everybody wants the top. We did have the first monitoring the cap zone. And I think when they did cap, that was mainly, I kind of feel like, our fault for just being a little too slow in the reaction. But I think the plan was fine. We were just a little too slow with the communication between the different units.
I would say you're grand on that, because whenever we spot them, it was one of our scouts that went down the hill quite a portion. By the time you turned up, you were there at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Yep. We never got pushed off of the point area. At least when I was alive, I didn't see us get pushed off. We held that area pretty well, I think. Anyway.
Yeah, it's just that map as well. It's just like it's hard to determine what's cap, what's not. if you're on cap, if you're not on cap, which I think we had some issues with that as well, of regiments not pushing onto cap as much as the other regiments were. So we had certain regiments dying and charging, and others were just still shooting and little things. But I mean, when you have as many like regiments as we have on each side, stuff like this is bound to happen. But we just got to make sure that we clean it up for next time. But overall, it was yeah. It was chill.
Lovely bar brawl at one point.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you. Now we'll move on to the second round of Rivers Crossing. Again, we'll start with the CSA, who was the USA campaign. What was your guys' strategy to attack the Rivers Crossing, and how did you react to the ever-changing battlefield?
Yeah, so the strategy was to full send pontoon to start, just to try to make it as bloody as you can while the arty gets their shots kind of lined up for that. And yeah, that was pretty much it. And then we kind of started flexing to, I mean, mainly just to keep the fight going. We started flexing to go to the river bridge some too, just so kills can keep happening. But you just know you're playing the timer on that thing, and you're playing a wall of people who are all in formation while you're going to be out of line. So it was mainly just keep the pressure on and let Artie do most of the work.
13th, any comments?
Yeah, I totally agree with Pearl. I think it was just a case of mass pushing that pontoon bridge. The 13th Infantry, we just joined on completely with 24th, and we had most of our guys on the artillery. And it was pretty much just as Pearl said. It was just, continuous charges and kind of letting the artillery do the heavy lifting, getting that red mist. And I saw a bunch of red mist on that map, so that was awesome. Can't wait to watch the video and see it. And I think a lot of our guys kind of had some frame rate issues crossing the bridge because there was a lot of us just kept sort of like, lagging and then standing still on the pontoon bridge and then dying. It happened to me probably like 5 or 6 times. But I'll let that one guy answer for the arty because they did most of the work.
Yeah, with artillery, I mainly was on French Battery because up there on the southern side of the whole map on that hill, you can usually see where all the Union is hiding. And I was in officer chat with my binoculars, trying to tell the Union what's going on, where they're moving, and mainly trying to put all the cannons I had available onto the shots. I think 40 Seconds had a couple guys on the battery on the ground, and they had some excellent shots right before a bunch of charges. But mainly with that French Battery, what you try to do is when they're sitting there and while your group's trying to regroup, we try to hit where they were. And on point, there's that stone wall that we were able to get a couple nice good shots on there, get shots on the warehouse, trying to clear up some places where our boys were trying to go so they could get there, get a foothold in the city.
All right. So now we'll move on to the USA team, who was the CSA campaign defending. What was your guys' strategy, and how did you react to the ever-changing battlefield?
Hold bridge, kill rebel. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I concur.
Absolutely brilliant. I didn't think of that.
I hate that fucking pontoon bridge because it's a Union art or a Confederate art, but Union playing as the arty. Every time I went down the scout, I had no legs coming back up. Fucking Christ.
Jeez. I did have a question for the CSA. So I understand there's the 2 bridges that you can attack, but did you guys consider swimming to get across?
Yeah, well, if you see the amount of buck and ball hitting that water, I don't think that would
you
help.
get the powder wet.
Build a boat.
So yeah.
That's what a pontoon bridge is. It's the boats. It's all our boats.
If only the CSA had a navy.
If only. Is there any other comments for the defenders on the Rivers Crossing for the second round?
I will say Artie probably would have been able to do a lot more on our first shot. Our cannon didn't flip.
Yeah, I mean, that was the strategy. It's just counter bat both the cannons out of there.
Oh, we flipped our own cannon.
Oh, you flipped your own. Okay.
Is that what
Recorded, you were right.
What?
Yep, I was right.
Damn.
Did you hit one of the rails and it exploded on impact?
No. The wheels ran over the railroad tracks and then, I guess, flipped.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you were
Oh,
trying to go down
damn.
the. No, that's always worst.
Artillery gun was trying to do some style points. It did a flip.
Bonus
It failed.
Check this.
Uh,
Check this
go for it.
360.
So with that being said, Corden, who was my other announcer, do you have any questions?
So, why was there so many people in artillery? There was like upwards of 15 people on it. In my opinion, you probably could have taken at least half from that and stuck them in the infantry. And that might have helped getting shots up close. Because from my perspective, I didn't see much of those shots kill as many people as you might would hope, as well as the timing of them weren't, I guess, optimized with the charges of the CSA on that pontoon particularly.
Yeah, from my perspective, like running across the pontoon, it seemed like Union was getting smashed by Artie every time out in front of us. And yeah, and we would like if we were just doing you kill more with the cannon math.
Yeah, so at least with on the French batter, which was the majority of artillery, we had 3 cannons going, which is 3 people, and I think they had 2 on Reynolds as well. So there's your 3 cannon crews of 3 to make it act as fast as you can possibly get. Because in my Discord, I was actually yelling at my guys to shoot faster, but they were running as fast as they could, just because we need to get those shots off quick. And one of our cannons, the 3-inch ordnance on the right, they ran out of ammo in one limber and was like 3/4 of the way done by the end of the match. Just because I wanted shots down range, even if we don't kill anybody, that disorientation and maybe possible lag for the defenders could be that edge for our own attackers to get that extra kill or push through and actually hold. Every little thing needs to come into effect, and you got to take that into account.
Yeah, I think the other thing is with like infantry, and I mean you obviously need as much as you can on that, but ever since they've allowed people to pick buck and ball, the Union on that side is like we don't really get all that close. We used to get 40 guys into the gap there. Yeah, you might get 20 now into it, and then they were standing literally in the gap.
Yeah, I will say I believe we had like 3 ranks thick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
With gaps in between just in case. But
Yeah.
I will say whoever was shooting that already, I just gave up standing anywhere near that after a while.
We appreciate the help. Thank you.
I don't appreciate it.
Hey, most of the battery except for Reynolds, so most of the artillery was actually on the CSA side. So that's kind of a preview of what you could get.
Is there no Union rep in here?
No. 42nd, it's not in here. Who else did we play with? 9th Corps. No one from 9th Corps is in here.
So yeah. Is there any other comments before we call this off? I have nothing else. Yeah.
I have. Oh, go ahead, Court. Go ahead.
I was going to say one thing for the team that played CSA today, especially on Maryland Heights. The charges, especially up at the top of the hill, were like segmented. Like one group would go in, and then the next group, like after them, like a good solid like half a minute maybe. And then I think that's what kind of screwed up a lot of those charges and kept you from taking the top of that hill.
Oh yeah. So like I said, we were not really sure on what was up with comms, but there were groups that would just kind of disappear from communication. They were in the Steam chat, and then they would just come back, and I mean there was a lot of like arguing amongst Union guys about when and where they were headed.
totally agree. It was a comms issue. We totally get that, and we agree. There was a lot, like Pearl said, there was a lot of regiments just kind of doing their own thing and not saying what they were doing, and they would take like a 10-minute AFK from the Steam chat and then come back and be like, "What's happening?"
Yeah. I do have one question. Whose idea was it to hide in between the walkway and the burnt buildings? I've never really seen that before.
Is that you, Help? Is that what he's talking about?
You're gonna have to elaborate. Was it behind like the little like shed thing?
Yeah, it was kind of in between both bridges, and like it was like you had that tower, like the guard tower by the pontoon bridge, and the big burnt house by the
People
railroad bridge.
hiding like underneath it or on top of it?
I couldn't quite see it, but it looked like underneath.
Okay, because I think that was A and V.
Yeah, that's just where we've always stopped. That's where we get ready because it's equidistant between the two bridges, and you're in 100% cover.
Yeah, I was watching that, and I'm like, I've never seen that before, so I'm definitely gonna have to talk to my artillery guys and practice that shot for sure. So compliments to you guys on that. That was because yeah, like you said, it was perfect spot. You go either way, and you were instantly there.
Yeah, I mean, you could practice it, but I'm not entirely sure that there's any way you can hit there.
I
think there's a building in the way.
No, if my philosophy is for my battery, if we can see it, we can hit it. And I had Exorf 24's battery captain with me, and he was able, with what limited space he could see where I was talking about. But so we're kind of known for our impossible shots a little bit. That's what we like to practice.
Oh well, I'll see you next time then.
Yeah, we'll try it, and we'll see what happens.
So river crossing next week, guys. Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Both rounds, flip teams.
Oh no! We're not having it fair.
I like attacking it. It is fun, but it's just, I mean, the tickets are pretty wild on it. I mean, you fight forever before that drop.
You need to have a minimum of 600 tickets on that map. It's so many.
And it's so hard to get them because you can basically stay in formation wherever you go on that. You never get an out of line ticket.
And the CSA advantage is only 66%, so we don't even have twice as many tickets as the Union.
But it's weird though, because there were so many out of lines. It's like,
yeah, so you guys had your big charges at the beginning, but then it turned into like a kind of mini desperate charge on the pontoon, then another mini charge on the railroad, and just these nonstop mini charges that probably accumulated a lot of those.
Yeah, there was a lot of like, hey, we're over. We've made it over. Go, pontoon, go. Because we were just pontoon every time. But I'm not like, when we got over there was plenty of guys holding to shoot us down.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and even if it's not, they can adjust.
I will say when you're doing railway and then pontoon, it was draining every unit because we had no time. It seemed like we had no time to like recoup. It's just like, all right, there's a new issue.
Yeah, we got a couple of guys around the right one time during there, but there was still, I don't know, 12 Union guys holding back there to melee us down.
Yes. Yeah, I would have my cannon aimed at you guys on the pontoon, and then there would be guys coming up behind us, so we wouldn't be able to shoot you. So it's really frustrating on that part.
Like on the pontoon, we only had like 10 guys at one point holding it back. Barely any left at some points.
I wish they would try a balancing where they just took away buck and ball for the Union.
Yeah,
on that map,
ball sucked. Getting across there, that buck.
Yeah, they used to do it.
Because it looks like it's raining on your screen. Like the amount of shot hitting the water, like on each side of you.
It really does.
Yes, artificial rain.
Yeah.
The rain really hurt though.
Hurts your frame rate too. That splash animation it does is like,
oh yeah.
I feel like it's probably the more projectiles because there's like 4 now shooting instead of 1.
Yeah.
Well, even up at like French's battery that's on the far on the southern end, we had people shooting at us, and I'm just sitting here. I'm like, why? Are you that bored down there?
Yeah, the best frame rate one of my guys had was 15. He had the highest frame rate out of all of us.
Let's go.
Crossing the pontoon. That was how bad it was when that bucking ball went off.
If you can't kill them, lag them out.
I love you see the people who just like lag stop, like they're just running full speed, and then you're running around people who are stopped because like the lag has stopped them.
Oh, Pearl, that was me. I in this video, I swear to God, you're gonna see me like 10 times just standing on the pontoon bridge by myself.
You change your profile. Stop this. What the fuck?
You know what? It's Pride Month year round. Right? You can't tell me other way.
So
My
yeah.
brain cells take it.
So yeah. Thank you all for being here. With that being said, everyone who joined this post-game interview, if they want a social media link in the description, that'll be there. All the regiments that participated in this video will also be in the description. Join them. They're lots of fun. The EU Grand Campaign Discord will also be there if you want your regiment to join that in the future. So yeah, with that all being said, please like, comment, share, subscribe for more. Join our Discord. We need more frontline reporters and announcers like Corded. I really appreciate him being here. And we'll see you guys in the next one.